Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay
everyone?
calm.
What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody just calm down.
Help!
Here,
Oh,
take my hand.
ah!
Come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No, get it away from me.
Take it. Take my hand.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rollin' round the bend.
Rob,
Yo.
look at you.
Da, 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 da.
Do you even have a new microphone as well?
Yeah, I mean, I got the Rode. I got that a couple of weeks though.
Yeah, nice.
Weeks ago though.
It's a little dark on the back, but
Well, I mean, I can turn up the brightness, mate. Like this is just.
oh, that's cool.
You like that? It's a bit too much for me, man. I think.
No, I think that looks cool.
I've just realized you're coming through my
No.
speakers.
You want the contrast. You look like you're a gnome. You look like you're a dwarf hoarding gold in Moria.
And
like that. Stephen Rockwood, what are we doing here? A draw stream? You're not going to believe it. You are not going to effing believe it. Remember last week I couldn't draw?
If that effing thing's not working again.
Well, it's not working, but I'm doing do something else. It's fine. I spent 3 hours re-downloading, like redoing my friggin' operating system. It all worked. So after all that was done, and that's the only thing that gets me angry. It was done. It worked. So I was like, sweet, we can do it again. And then I put it in. Doesn't work for no reason. But it's okay. I'm just gonna have to draw on the tablet.
Computers, mate.
But for some reason, Clip Studio Paint on the desktop was doing funny things with my pen pressure, but I fixed all that. So we will be drawing today. Shortly. We'll wait for some people to pop in here. I know it's late. Let's say hello to some people. Sumo is first. Doesn't matter. Irrelevant.
I've got the romance one on.
Yeah, turn that. I think the blue was good. The blue played. This is a drawing of Mel watching Bancroft screw something up again. We got Alice in the house as well. Why would Mel draw Mel Thought?
Though.
Right. Okay. Leave the T's off of those. I feel you. Who else do we have in here? There's Mel. Did you see what I got Mel today? Little late Christmas present. I'll bring that up after I say hello to everyone.
Is it happiness?
Kind of, yeah. Because she was getting unhappy with the one that she had, so I made her happy with a new one. We have Chris Fisk in the house. He says splat. What else do we have in here? Lord Crackhead Hal in the chat.
Crackhead is
Jeremy
just absolutely murdering it on his channel.
No. He's got 500 subs, but he gets like 80 people. I didn't get 80 people in my chat until I had over 1,500.
Have we hit 80 on our show yet? I don't know if we have. I think we might have once or twice, but damn.
Maybe when John was on. We've got Fantastimagorical saying hello. We got Skip Edwards. We have Fear Lantern, Stephen Rockwood. Okay, let's just have Rob doing a writing stream. Oh, can you imagine? Great Sean Camel Knights has dramatized. I don't know why that's so funny. Rob with his handyman skills there.
Scares the shit out of me.
It's like a game of. It's like says in a game. What's going to fall down next? That was awesome with the dramatized me guys. We got Sam. We got Micra. We have. I think that's it. Oh man, that was good. F you, Miguel. Not a Christmas. What are you talking about? Of course, it was a Christmas present. Let me just let me share it with you so you can. you can see what I'm talking about. Check this beauty out.
Oh wow.
Brand spanker. Now,
You
it
didn't-
doesn't have the automatic push, but it's a 4-stroke instead of a 2-stroke, so it should cut through that grass even harder.
So I mean, you don't want it to be too easy for it. Like you want it to
No,
keep
well, I
fit.
said, that's good for the arms. Women of
exactly.
a certain age, they
Mhm.
get this thing going.
Oh yeah, the
It's,
flabby.
Yeah,
I hear
yeah. The Wackelpudding, which means jelly in German. That's what we call it. But no, it's good for our arms. So yeah, Merry Christmas, Mel. Hope you enjoy it. I want to show you this as well. Remember I shared, you saw, where is it? Hang on a sec. This thing, yeah? Did you see that yesterday?
Yeah.
Dying Days of YouTube said, oh, look, I dug this up from my mum's sewing machine. He's put some effort into this. He
That's
colored this
great.
up good in like texture and, added cool things. Man, that looks exact.
Yeah, that's a good effort.
So I made that my my new Twitter heading.
You're in trouble, bro.
Why?
Mel B says
she knows I'm kidding.
you're going to pay for this.
Kidding. Melanie B, is Michael out in the yard with a chainsaw? I was today. I chopped the rest of our tree down to a stump that the kids can sit on with the baby saw.
So why did you not go for like the Ryobi battery powered one? Why did you go like the old traditional?
We have a big yard. The battery power, doesn't cut it.
Fair enough.
We need a petrol. That's my job. So Mel does the lawn mowing. I pour in the oil and the petrol. Hang on, hold that up again. Look at that. Do you want to show off what we did today? Or is that like secret business?
No, I think that's fine. I mean, we're both pretty open about showing the process of how we make comics. So I think that is totally acceptable.
All right, let me get it up.
I got this cover, right? And it looks great, but it didn't have the pop that I remember from the first time I saw it.
Which was on a screen.
Yeah.
And that's always the thing, like when you get the backlight on a screen, it makes everything pop. But then it comes to be printed and things can become duller, flatter. So look, you can't make it like a screen, but you can up the vibrancy and a little bit of the saturation on some of the colors. So hang on. That's what we had before. I mean, looks great.
Yeah.
Looks cool. But yeah, you're right. Compared to the others, well, I looked at them side by side in the file and I agreed. It did lack a little bit of pop. So that's what we did with it, which is just, the highlights are lighter. The shadows are a little bit darker. And then the red has a little bit more saturation on it. Actually, a lot of the colors I changed a little bit, but you can see it when you flick back and forth. That should really help it pop a little bit more and it brings it a lot closer to what the Kane and White Clayton Barton cover in terms of vibrancy and color.
It's really cool, man. Like, I love how art is so subjective. Like, my wife likes Clayton's cover the most. I had my father-in-law around helping me hang these pictures, and he likes this one the most. Other people have liked Fragger's the most. I mean, it's just so cool that everyone has different opinions on what their favorite is. So
when I first saw them, the dance one was probably my least favorite, which is not saying it's bad. It's just up against these other two amazing covers.
Yeah.
But now that I looked at it more, I rate it a lot higher than I originally had.
It's printed fantastic. Like, Yeah, I mean, it is visually striking, and especially because it doesn't have the trade dress compared to the other ones. Like, it makes it a bit more unique as well. I think it's pretty cool.
I think
I
it's
dig
cool.
it. I dig it.
So you sent that to John.
Yep.
I take.
I
You'll
have,
get
yeah.
a new a proof.
Yep.
Awesome. We've got
Yeah.
Frankie in the house. He said, "Hey guys, I actually tried Australian Manuka honey tonight. Good stuff. I'm not a fan of the Manuka, but
I don't
you
even
do
know what
you,
that
Frankie.
is. I don't
It's a
even know what
kind of
that
honey.
is.
It's like a fancy honey. Isn't like your
Oh.
normal honey. It's like I don't know what's different about it. But Crackhead says can't wait. I can't wait to hold him in my hands either. Man, a lot of work went into that, and but from everyone. So
much work. So much work. Yeah, so like back to the point that I was making, like art is subjective. It's good to have different options because people like different things. But Michael, you are robbing people from the Lucent too. Did
nice
you like that?
segue.
That was a good setup, wasn't it?
You've been waiting for that all day.
I kind of just thought of it actually when I was talking about mine, but yes.
I was chatting about this on Jeremy's channel yesterday. You're talking about the poll. Do you want to bring up that poll?
Oh yeah, it was like 55%.
Yeah, but people need a visual here, Rob.
Oh,
Hold on a sec. I can pull it up.
I think I've got it. Jeez.
It's a race to see who can pull it up first.
And it's me. Let me zoom in.
Yeah, but you've got it on dark mode.
Yes, because I'm not a heathen.
Should the Lucent comic do a variant cover for the Lucent 2? I never called it the Lucent 2. It's the Lucent Painted Death. So there is no Lucent 2.
Yeah, but you expect me to remember that, and that's not going to happen.
Oh, it's actually gone up. I thought it ended on 46. So yes or no? And then you said you're just gonna list here more than half of your fans want a variant, and you're just gonna tell them F them. And I said that wasn't your question. The question was, should I do it?
Yeah.
Not do they want it and will they buy it? So slightly different.
I'll buy it.
I'll
buy both copies.
I was saying this on Jeremy's channel yesterday that Cooper pointed out that the book Waking Dream was one person's vision. I had help on it, yes, but it was all my creation. And I think that's a little bit part of why it still feels wrong to me, because I couldn't explain it to you the other day.
You can have two creations of a cover, Bancroft. Can we get a vote in chat? Can we make a poll? I'm going to make a straw poll right now.
Let's not. We don't need to do that.
I'm going to try.
There's only 27 people in here anyway. That's too small of a sample size. Chris Fisk says the Lucent Part 2. Green Laser Cells, call it the Lucent Mel's second art project. Micro says, I said before you should just have another artist do prints you ship with the book since you don't want alt covers. That's an idea. I would definitely do that. Chris Fisk says, would the variant also be spot UV? I'm digging those fancy cover effects. Those UV's covers are expensive.
And not just that, like
legitimately expensive.
The people that do them, the one company that Mike would probably use, has used in the past, they're not very reliable.
There's a lot of people having issues with their spot UVs at the moment with that exact company. Apparently, they're not doing any cover effects for the entire holiday season, which I think they said goes up until late January. So, yeah.
Lord Crackhead 33 says, I'd buy both covers too, for the record.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 sales.
Yeah. Oh no, I have no doubt that people would buy them. but would it feel right? Would it be right? I don't know. Jeremy says, but we will get a variant cover for the second printing of Waking Dream. Yes, absolutely. That I will be doing. All right. Okay. I named this stream fitting. What did I say?
No shit.
Oh my god. Oh, I hope his kid wasn't walking underneath that. His cat. That broke. That definitely broke. Was that glass?
No, it's plastic, but that's fucked.
I said to him, he said, I had who was it, your father-in-law?
Yeah.
Over to help him put these up. And I said, what did you use? And he said, oh, those 3M, I guess, Velcro things. And I'm like, yeah, they don't work. They'll fall down. But I thought, they might fall down in a few days.
Dude.
No, straight away.
They all might come down while we're on the stream.
This is like that scene in Harry Potter where all the things start falling down. This is brilliant. How many will be? We've got to take odds on how many will be up by the end of the stream. Oh my god.
God damn.
That was good. Find a stud and use a nail rub. Exactly.
What?
Check out most comment, Rob. Thank you for waiting to humiliate yourself until I go.
I see it.
Well, bring it up. You won't bring up enough of Mo's funny comments.
Oh gosh. Like they're meant to hold like
They
7
don't
or 8.
work.
There's
They
7
don't
or 8 kilos. These are
They don't
3
work.
kilos. Like they should hold these.
Yeah, they should. They don't. I mean, I thought we all figured this out in our younger years. Old Dirty Fatty says, please take them down before another one falls.
Look at you again, Michael, in your mansion, learning how to hang all these magical posters you had when you were a teenager, where the rest of us, we had cardboard with drawings on it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, me and my mansion. Mo says, that's your mistake. You trusted the metric system. There you go. Oh, my goodness.
So, I mean, do you think it's just the command hooks are crap, or am I haunted?
I think they're crap. I think they don't work. I think they come down all the time.
Top right. So right as in right behind me or on the screen?
I mean, really, it's anyone's... Yeah. It's anyone's guess. I'm waiting for one to take the other one down below it. How did it come off the wall like that, though? Like, how's it?
Well, we've got them on either side of the thing, of the frame. I kind of want to take them down now because I don't want to wreck.
Mel is good at hanging stuff. She says you should leave them on the wall for half a day before hanging anything on them, Rob.
I mean, we could have a stream where I'm just sitting facing the pictures, trying to catch them as they fall.
I think we're having that stream.
Do I take them
become
off?
a Japanese game show?
Do I take them off?
What? Well, I don't know. Do you really care about the frames? Were they expensive?
No, they're not expensive. It's just I don't want to ruin the posters.
It's pretty funny. All right, take them down.
Take them down. I'm going to take them down.
While Rob's doing that, I did name the stream Square Pegs in Round Holes. And that was in reference to stuff like this. So I've got a old image, well, not old, previous image from the webcomic that you can see is does not quite reach the edges, and we don't want to have any giant margins in the book. So I have to essentially fit these images into these spaces that I've made. And that's sort of what I've been doing for the last week or so, is just trying to figure this out and draw it in and all that sort of stuff. You know, the one thing you can do is like blow it up really big. But then you lose a lot of art. And also, you know, when line weights are super different like that, you know, it's kind of noticeable. So rather than doing that, I've been essentially redrawing. SDA says, I miss Adam Post. I was going to say something about Adam Post, but I thought,
What were you going to say?
Because I was talking about how, you know, I'm not going to have these giant white margins in my book. So
Right.
I've got to fill these in, because these are, you know, coming from a different format and putting it into a new format. You can't just, that's why the stream is named, what is it? Square peg in a round hole.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's, I kind of put my, Ella in there going, oh, what?
I know. Can you bring up that image? Because I have a witty comment about it, actually. Stephen Rockwood says, poor Rob, he was just trying to decorate his background like we told him to. Indeed, Stephen. Thank you for acknowledging that.
I know. He was trying to help the chat. And
yeah. I left the bottom ones up, so there's still a chance the bottom ones are going to go.
Oh, that's for the fun. That's for the fun of it.
That's for the fun of it.
But put some pillows down underneath it. You'll be right.
Stephen Rockwood says, that's what she said. Who has a square-shaped penis?
Don't we all?
The Green Laser. Michael is designing new outfits for his characters right now.
All right. What's your witty comment about this?
Oh, she looks like she's witnessing the sex scene from last week.
The sex scene.
Gilgamesh.
Oh. See why I didn't get it? Because it wasn't a sex scene. It was a tender moment.
Oh my
well, not really tender. It was a horrific moment.
PJ.
That's rude, Jasper. She's not that kind of girl, at least.
Oh my god.
Not that I know of. You know, I don't pry into those sorts of details with my characters. That's up to them. You know, what they get up to.
Catch you later, Aldous. Mo says, where's the vomit? Real doll face, Jasper. Dead eyes from Jasper as well. There you go, Bankrupt. He's sticking it to you.
I don't know. God. Giving it to me. All right. Well, better get to this. So, yeah, I have been drawing this on my iPad. So I haven't really been doing Clip Studio Paint on the desktop, but we're going to have to give it a go because I've got no other choice. So, yeah. All right, let me share this. Yep. All right, how's that look? Okay. All right, there we go. You can see I filled in the side with some more foliage, and
it looks really good, actually.
Well, thank you.
I mean, the cars, they're all right.
They're good enough.
Yeah, not bad.
And
Mo says, weren't all of our eyes dead after witnessing Gilgamesh cornholing his friend? Greg says, Mike and Rob, how are you guys doing? I'm worried about our Aussie mates. Fine. We're fine. It's all over now for us. It's running through the
much.
country now. There's no stopping it anymore. They tried and they failed.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I've just got to fill in essentially this part now, which will be fun. And I thought I would draw a little kind of like guardhouse here, over here. That would be fun.
A guardhouse? Oh, is it
Yeah.
like a gated community?
No, I mean it's just the background area. So I mean, I put something interesting in there though, just a bit
Okay.
of fun.
Jasper asked, what reference do you use for cars, Mike?
I have 3D models of cars. I use photo references. Just whatever I can. I ain't drawing these things from scratch, if that's what you're asking.
Raiden says things will get worse before they get worse.
All right, let me find. I had a little guardhouse that I'd found somewhere, and then I had to restart my computer, so I lost it. Yeah.
It's a gay TED community. God, that's tough to say.
Okay. All right. Now need to check my perspective rulers. And turn them on.
I'm having flashbacks. This is like
Just checking them. Yeah. Okay. We're good.
This is like when we had you on how to draw comics. Perspective rulers.
What's wrong with perspective rulers?
Cars. Jasper says cars have got to be tough. They date the story.
They do, don't they? And I remember the guy I was looking at, the guy I was basing off. I was like really inspired by my, the French artist. He draws all his cars like they're from the 80s, and I don't know why he did that, because it wasn't set in the 80s. I think it's just this like that's how he draws cars.
Like the old police cars, like we used to have, like the square, boxy ones.
I mean, that's just how he drew them. I don't know why he drew them like that, but I mean, I guess it didn't really matter that much.
I noticed one thing about this page, Bancroft. You have 4 white cars and 1 black car. What kind of message are you sending?
That I'll make some of them different colors.
Sounds like you got 4 white cars onto 1 black car, keeping those K levels down. I really like the trees and the leaves and the foliage.
That's a good
draw.
old fun time doing all that stuff.
You can draw
from time to time.
If you guys have any questions in chat, let me know. I'm in charge of bringing them up on screen. So while Michael doesn't do any drawing,
I'm drawing. Hang on a sec. I don't know how I'm going to be at 50%. There we go. Let's see how quickly I can do this.
Raiden says, "Why are they driving on the wrong side?"
What do you mean? That's on the right side, isn't it?
It's in England.
This is the car in question here. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. This one. That's the car in question that some characters are in.
So what are you going to do? Are you gonna light that car differently? Like it's passing under a traffic light, or
there's a light here. Can be lights here too.
Yeah. But is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to bring focus to that car specifically by?
Well, also there's going to be a text, going burp like that in there as well. So,
Jaro says it's a very cinematic shot. In Scanner Darkly, they made a point to use older cars as well as newer cars because no matter what time period you live in, there are always people that have old rundown cars. Yeah, that's funny though, because like we had like Holden and Ford cars here and they've just disappeared. Like, do you see them anymore? Like the old ones?
Yeah, very
just
rarely.
Gone.
We were playing Matchboxes today. I was playing with the kids, and yeah, there was a Holden in there, like a Holden race car. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, the Holden. And I was just realized that the kids don't know what I'm talking about because they don't know Holdens. I mean, I actually had a Holden, but they didn't know it as that.
Chris says, if you mirror that image, it could take place in the USA. Yep. Maybe you need to do an American version.
But why would I do that?
I don't know. Justice wants to put muscle cars in his book.
Nah, these are normal cars.
No clue what a Holden is. I'll bring up a photo. It's not going to be very exciting. But I mean, what's Bancroft even doing? You know?
Exactly.
How's your Christmas and New Year's?
Yeah, tiring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did go into a food coma at one point. Fell asleep. But other than that, yeah, can't complain. How about you?
Yeah, it's good. What did you do for New Year's? Did you go out or no?
We went to a friend's place that we normally go to. They normally have a big party, but they were kind of over it this year.
Yeah.
So they just ended up just us, like me and my mate, Brad, who comes on the show occasionally. He was there. We got a bottle of monkey shoulder and we took it there. And between three of us, we ended up sorting that out.
This is like an older Holden. It's got all like the mods that they put on it.
My friend from high school bought one of them.
Yeah,
looked exactly like that.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So yeah, this is like there were so many of these type of cars, and like there are none now. I don't know where they've all gone. They just disappeared. So,
well, they're not making as many either. So.
Yeah. Greg says CG has its problems, but it's the best place to be. Yeah. Justice says Batman animated series got it right by making all of the cars and tech timeless. Where's the Ute, Bancroft from Buffalo Car?
Ute. Well, this is in London right now, so there's no Ute action.
Looks like a Toyota. Bogan Mobile, yeah.
Oh, totally. Like we have a lot of Asian cars now. I drive a Mazda. It's a great car. What do you drive?
We've got a Kia Sorento.
Yeah, it's a lot of Asian cars.
Yeah, I had a Supra. That was like my pride and joy. Oh, I love that car, but we sold it before we moved to England. Sick. Like was it 91? 91 Supra, twin turbo. Yeah, there's no double decker buses, Bancroft. You could easily have a double decker in there.
I had double decker buses in other areas.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I could. I could put in another taxi. I put so many taxis in there. Whoa.
Real taxis or fake taxis?
Like
God, I was going to say what model of Mazda do you have?
CX-5. We got it. I used to have a little hatchback Holden Astra, which was our first car that we got through poker money, and then so I called that car Shuffle. That was its number plate. Because my online poker name was Shuffle Uppergus, and then everyone started calling me Shuffle.
Skip got that joke. Greg had an RX-7. Yeah, my mate had an RX-7.
My dad had one. It was crazy.
Yeah, very sexy. Mo says, I noticed now that Bancroft is actually drawing Mrs. B Stop Talking in the chat. Bam. called out.
Yeah, well, you caught me.
This is what Bancroft is driving. Let's bring this up. One of these. Very posh looking.
Oh, ours isn't really. Like, we got the bottom level Mazda CX-5, so it doesn't have the fancy wheels, but we did get a custom interior job with leather and everything. So on the inside,
Why?
it does look very fancy.
Why did you do that?
I just thought I'm not really a car person, and I thought, I'm in the interior more, so I'd rather spend the money there than
Do you drive much? I don't
Um,
imagine you leaving your house.
not
honestly.
anymore. I mean, I
Yeah.
used to, but not anymore. Mostly drive into Crown.
Yeah. Buffalo's rebuilding a 70 Cheville. Is that it? Cheville or... I don't know. I don't want to... I've probably pronounced that wrong. Look at this guardhouse. Look at how exquisite that is. I just know this is blowing people's minds right now.
Is it?
I don't
I mean, it's
know.
just a tiny little thing on the side of a panel, but I don't know. I like doing this sort of stuff. It's calming.
Yeah, therapeutic for you.
Yeah. It's cool to just, I don't know. Well, don't do that. Make something. Just like makes the world be more real, I find. There we go.
Oh, I pronounced it correctly. It's fantastic. Indie Wrestling Aces in the house. How you doing, dude? Mo says Skip's car probably has an iMac in it.
Why is that?
I don't know. So you were on Crackheads the other day, right? And
I thought you were about to say you were on crack.
well, I mean, yes. And the whole thing of Whisper networks got brought up. And like, did it actually exist? I've never seen anything like one. So, I mean, have you in the time that you've been here?
I guess it depends on your definition of a Whisper network. Like, is it a bunch of people just sort of in a DM group talking smack? Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, but I mean,
not like what I was thinking about, what I would define as a Whisper network with, people conspiring to hold people down or stuff like that. No, nothing like that.
Yeah. Skip says, I'm in a Whisper network. The real one wants screenshots, Rob. I don't know. Do I? Yeah, that's what I imagined. Like people in a group planning to do certain things is what I envisioned a Whisper network, and I've never seen anything like that. So I was curious.
I've seen something a little bit like that, but usually with a Whisper network, you're talking about something that there's got to be some sort of power there. So if there's no power, what's the point of the network,
Jasper says that was a strange comment yesterday. Yeah, it was strange.
So I've definitely been in some DM groups where the people are like, they're getting a bit conspiratorial. That's something that's happened, but it's not like they have any kind of power to do anything about what they're talking about, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I guess I've never seen anyone say like, all right, this is what we're doing. We're going to go and do this to this person or this group or...
like do gay ops.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. And so when people say that it happens, I haven't seen it. I can't say it's true or not, I guess. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's true. It seems weird that people think that. I don't know. Greg says there are some. Yeah, man. There are. There really are. There are some really weird people.
It's comic books, of course. There's weird people.
Really, really weird people. Chris Fisk, Whisper Network. That's what I call it when I drop a few left cheek sneaks during a Zoom meeting on mute.
At least you mute it, not like Camel Moon.
Oh no, he's unbelievable.
Just,
I sent him the link. Where is he?
I don't know. If he's here, he'll be here. If he's not, he's not.
Sounds like some high school shit. Yeah. It seems weird because that would be some weird shit to do, says Stephen Rockwood. Yeah, it's weird because like I don't hear it all the time, but it's something that gets brought up every now and then, and it's just like, who's doing it? Because I haven't seen it, so it's just strange. That's all.
I've always found that the people who sort of see into what other people are thinking the most, so like they think, oh, this guy's thinking this or this guy's doing that, and the reason why he's doing that is because of that, that's sort of their mindset themselves. They have that sort of Machiavellian type mindset, like where they think no one really does anything without any sort of forethought or planning, whereas I know there's a lot of people who would just doing whatever and kind of figuring out as they go along. But yeah, look, I wouldn't. What the hell am I doing there? Wrong brush. Yeah, projecting. I see a fair amount of that going on, but honestly, it doesn't really factor in. I've been privy to a lot of different groups in Comicsgate. 99% of the time in there, it's exactly what you imagine. There's people either talking, having fun, promoting, like asking, can you tweet something out for me? Something like that. That's really the majority of it.
Simply Green, Whisper networks just strike me as a gossip subset of small networks of people for all sorts of purposes, used to do some data collation with a few small groups. Frankie No says, let the shady people stay in the shade. Everyone else will shine on and be loosened.
Oh, I like that. I can get behind that.
Shine on. There is, Jason says there is conspiracy against us, people in private groups. Chris, I'm too socially awkward and lazy to be bothered with that kind of drama. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's just like, who can be bothered? I mean, I do get angry though. So
I'm in a cup. I think that some people love the private groups.
You hate them.
I don't hate them. I go hot and cold on them. I have left a couple of big ones, and people go, "Oh, what's happening?" Like, why is he leaving us? Like, it's a really big deal. I like.
It's funny. It's funny you've left them, and I've still been in there, and they're like, "What's he doing?" And I'm like, "He doesn't like the groups. It's not a big deal."
Yeah, but there's a lot of big people, big names in Comicsgate who don't really like them either. John Malin's one of them. You never really see him, and you never really. Well, I've been a couple with his in, and he's said this. So I'm not speaking out of school here. He's said that he doesn't really like, them all that much, or at least he said, like, be careful. Anything you say in there can, like, treat it as public.
Yeah, that's very true.
Which is pretty good advice. So I don't really see any of the ones where I'm in where John is in as well. I mean, he might be in others that I'm not in, and that's the one he's active in. So, but I don't really see him getting involved all that much. Same with guys like Tug and Raging Golden Eagle, Yellow Flash. I've been in a couple of groups with those guys as well, and yeah, it's like those guys have sort of learned their lessons about them,
Mm-hmm. Crackhead says the majority of groups I've been in have been positive. It's all about promoting and having fun.
Well, I don't like the ones that are about promoting. I don't like the ones that just end up like very quickly just becoming, like, hey, can you retweet my stuff? I mean, I don't mind that every now and then, but if it's constant and like,
There are groups
I'm
that
about to
adjust
bug
that.
out.
There are
Yeah.
groups that adjust that. Simply Green, thing is, you're right. Most of these conspiracies have no power. Mo says there is allegedly a crackpack DM group, and I've been gatekept just because I'm not on Twitter.
I've heard
Greg,
that as well. I'm gatekept too, probably because I was part of the original crack pack don't back video.
outrage troll marketing is the dark side of marketing. It can grant much power short term, but it becomes detrimental long term. So it's just for those who want to make a quick buck and get out. Yeah, Bancroft and I have talked about this so much. Like, Bancroft calls it's like magnesium. You burn hot, but then it burns out.
Yeah. It doesn't look, these people don't realize how much your audience in your chat is a reflection of kind of what you sort of encourage
So
or
true,
let go
yeah.
on. And so what happens is if you get really into the drama stuff, then that's what your audience expects. And when if you want to get out of that, well, you're kind of like stuck. You're like Michael Corleone. You try to get out, but you can't leave. They keep pulling you back in. We've seen that time and time and again.
Yeah, and we talked about this last week. I think every now and then I enjoy a drama stream. I'm not gonna lie. It's just when if that's the thing all the time, it's just so demoralizing. Jasper says everything gets screen grabbed. Haven't been around that long, and I've seen some incriminating shit from guys who are still high on the food chain. Way too much
people
politics.
talk shit. Like, I don't really hold that against people. Like, if they say some mean stuff or some bad stuff or whatever, thinking it's in private, like, I mean, it's not cool that this stuff gets out, but it gets out. I don't know. I think I hope that if anything that I've ever said that was a bit mean privately, if it gets out, people won't think bad of me or whatever. I try not to say anything bad, but who knows? Sometimes you might. It's Twitter. You can word things, a little bit meanly sometimes.
You're a savage.
Me?
You're like a little kitten.
But yeah, I know. So I don't really like, if someone shares a DM or whatever, I'm not going to really. Unless it's absolutely horrendous.
SDA says way too much politics and drama in some groups. Yeah, dude, I can't stand politics. It's just I just don't want to talk about it. Xavier says I've left most of the bigger groups I've been in. I just don't have the time to keep up with it all. Easier to tag people in public. Yeah, I mean, some of the groups that I've enjoyed most are the ones where it's like no promo and you just talk shit and talk about comics.
I pretty much leave all the promo ones. I'm like,
yeah,
once or twice, okay. More than that, I don't
know. Just scrolling down. Tommy says all the groups I am in are very cool. I do not see drama there. I do drop a lot of links there too. My DMs are also very positive, very good.
My Twitter experience is 99.5% positive. I am a firm believer of Twitter is kind of what you make of it. So
Chris says
I believe that of Tommy.
Bancroft makes me want to go rage at some random indie creators and have a sook about their books. Jason says, if your audience comes to see you attack people, they'll turn and attack you when they get bored. Greg agrees.
I don't like. Here's a topic. I don't like seeing other creators attack other creators. Like it really, because it starts becoming fun, and we all know my golden rule. You know, keep it fun. And when it starts becoming fun, then it becomes hard to promote them, because I don't expect everyone to be friends with each other, but at least don't be out there on social media blasting them constantly. And when that happens, it becomes really difficult for me to do what I want to do, which is help them sell their books. And that's happened a bunch of times, and it's like there's definitely a point where anytime someone starts bad mouthing anyone, I just kind of I shut up, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna get involved in this conversation, because people have done other people wrong. That's true. It's been 4.
Give me examples, dates and times and names.
It's been 4 years now. Well, I mean, a lot of this stuff is pretty publicly known.
Yeah.
So we know that, but I just don't want to get involved, and I really do kind of resent when people try and pull me into their arguments,
make you choose a side.
Exactly.
Is that what you mean? Yeah.
I don't want to choose a side between an argument between two grown men. No, thank you. This guy has not said a single word bad about me. I've not had any negative interaction with him, but now I'm supposed to dislike him and essentially gatekeep him from my channel because you have a problem with him, sort of stuff.
What if it's one of your friends though, Bancroft? What if it's Joe?
It's it becomes really tricky. It really does.
Continue that thought. Let me just catch up with chat. Mo Big says Bancroft acts like Fizz doesn't know what he thinks of him. Stephen Rockwood, I try to be mean in public. Yep. Just apologize to Mo, Bancroft. We know you seethe.
There's only one thing that makes me seethe. One thing. And it's kind of happening now-ish, but I'm still drawing, so it's working. I don't know if I'll ever be able to draw on the iPad again on a stream. I just don't know. It's very annoying because it can work. It did work. It was working, and now it isn't. And nothing changed in the interim.
Crackhead says, yeah, those are the best ones when it's just people shooting the shit and talking ideas. We have a group like that, Bancroft. It's probably my favorite group. It doesn't get used that much, only when people really.
If it's like I can think of many instances where I'll need to use it. When I have a question and I know the guys in there will have answers. Yeah, it's invaluable that group. I agree, and all those guys are actually really anti-drama and infighting and everything.
Yeah, and it's got one rule, and that's no promo. So that's what we want to keep it as. Dirty Fat, I'm pretty safe. No one ever lets me into their group. You're not missing out on a lot, man. Tommy says I have 15,000 followers and follow 15,000 people. There are 12 a bit odd ones.
He's saying there's a dozen people who are a bit odd out of everyone he follows.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking very few and far between. Very few. But, it can kind of ruin your day when you're put in that position. When you're friendly with two people and you're sort of standing there in the middle whistling Dixie and expected, I guess, maybe kind of expected to take a side, or I've had that put to me, multiple times. Like, why are you promoting this guy? Don't you know he did this to me? It's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
Jason's,
yeah, it's tough. It's a kind of a first world problem, honestly. You do get over it, but
Jason says it's not respecting the customer to put your fans in a position of choosing sides. That's even worse if you're making your fans choose between people. Basic Arjari says basic level of civility is not too much to ask for. That's the thing too. Like, there are people that don't like each other in Comicsgate, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to like everyone. Not everyone's going to like you. And I like, just to expand on that too. Like, there are people that on stream you just don't match the energy with, right? There are people that when I go on stream and they're there, I can't get it to, I can't make it work the way I would like it to. Bancroft probably doesn't have that problem because he's one of those people that is good in lots of different situations, but some people just don't click, and that's okay too.
yeah, look, different folks, different strokes, different times. I've felt that as well sometimes, but you just get through it.
Oz says YouTube is my only social media, and I think about dropping YouTube all the time. Really, dude? That's why you're not obviously not enjoying it, or elaborate on that for me because that's interesting. Chris says, yeah, things get awkward and people get it. People are at each other's throats. We're all in this to flip the bird to the mainstream turds. That's all this ever really was.
Well, there's different people have different interests and different perspectives. Very different. Ethan today was talking about how he doesn't like it when people say CG is punk rock. He's not trying to be punk rock. He's trying to be mainstream. He's trying to be, what did he say? Like, I don't know, like Beach Boys or Chuck Berry or something. That's a very different mindset than a lot of other people. So yeah, you can't just assume that people are in it for the same reason. I hear a lot, we're trying to take on the mainstream, or like take down the main. Like, I've never been here for that reason, but other people have been. So I respect all the different reasons why people are here and taking part, but I also recognize that why I'm here isn't necessarily why other people are here.
Fallout Zone says matters what they're bad mouthing them for, but agree. This is an interesting one, and it's one that comes up every now and then. But I saw a tweet today, and it was from an artist wanting to name someone that was a dickhead and screwing people over, but chose not to because of the ramifications it would have for them. I don't know what you do in that situation, mate, when someone is screwing over another person, like financially, like, what do? Do you just let it slide? Do you tell other people? Because if you do nothing, it's just going to keep happening. But then if you tell people, it's going to affect how you look as well. I don't know what the solution is there.
My inkling is usually to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Unless something's criminal, they're like, people are dicks. People are dicks. I don't know. I just try and stay out of other people's business most of the time.
Let me throw a hypothetical at you, right? Say, for example, right, you colored Replicator 3, which you did, and I didn't pay you. Like, what do you do in that situation where I'm literally not paying you for the work that you did?
I let people know.
Yeah. Mo Big says, it just occurred to me, if I ever actually dislike someone, I have to go to extremes before I could make that clear. Yes, Mo, you would really have to, like, punch that hard for people to actually realize that you hate them.
It's sort of like the boy who cried wolf, Do you know that story, Rob?
Yes. I do know some things.
I was just, what the heck is going on here?
Chris Fisk, Mum and Dad are fighting. Which one gets custody? Crackhead
That's what
says,
it can
focus
feel
on
like.
the positive and ignore the negative is my motto. I'm still so far behind. I'm trying to catch up. Jim, why is Tompa calling me out? I don't know. Eris says, Bancroft should apologize by buying the Mo Dwarf NFT.
How much is it?
Simply Green. I sit around with a handful of people on one of the old Gamergate servers these days, mostly shooting the shit and watching movies. Sucks when people put you on the spot. Yep. It's not the customer's responsibility to take sides. Customers shouldn't even know who creators like or hate. Yeah, agreed. Mo says, whenever Bancroft really wants to apologize to me over something, he does a Mel stream.
Mel loves Mo.
Oz says, Rob has drama with his mirror every day. Jim says, Rob is talking about energy. Yes, Jim, I know. My energy is not super exciting. Fallout Zone says, wait, some people don't get along?
Unbelievably.
Yeah, I mean, I want everyone to like me. Not everyone does.
Everyone?
I mean, maybe maybe a select few I don't care so much about. Tommy says, I got a DM that told me they need to block me as I promote hate. They blocked me, was interested and went to look at who they are. They tweeted that I am a nice person, but I need to learn. It's so weird.
Tommy's about the least hateful person on Twitter.
Talk about it in the Whisper networks.
Tommy promotes everyone, anything that's good and reasonable. Twitter, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, CG, not CG. I mean,
Jasper says, I've had that happen. Learn a lesson, take the high road. There's a band that's been using a logo I designed commercially for almost 10 years. They lowballed me big time. Yeah, and that's what I would do, Jasper. I wouldn't say it publicly, but it also concerns me that if you don't say anything, right? Because like it's a small group here, right? So if it's an artist that's screwing you or a creator that's not paying you, and no one says anything, that they just go on and keep doing it. So that's something that concerns me, but there's nothing you can do about it. There's a super chat I can see, but I haven't found it yet. So
I got it.
You got it?
It's Tungsten for 10 Singapore dollars. Hey, Rob and Michael, you want to come on my channel to promote Replicator? You all know anything about Nerf blaster modifications? I'd be interested in learning. I love a good Nerf gun. Maybe we can name the stream Comic Book Artist Reacts to Nerf Mods. Well, I mean, if you want Rob on, maybe drop the artist title, but I'm interested, Rob.
I mean, has
you are
Ethan,
an amazing artist. I know, yeah.
Has Ethan called you a fantastic artist?
On a number of occasions, I think so. Yes.
I don't think he has.
But yeah, absolutely. And thank you for the super chat, Tungsten.
Yeah, but sure. Yeah, Tungsten. That sounds great.
Just send a DM and we'll figure something out. I mean, it's all time dependent with us, but yeah, I'm always.
Tommy
down.
says, "Are people paying art in 5-page increments? I feel that would fix most of the possible financial dangers." I think most people aren't now. You would be shocked, Tommy, and everyone else, at how some people have run their games. I guess I don't know what you call it, but like some people, yeah, it's crazy. They'll pay for like a whole book up front before any work is done. It's bananas. It's just crazy. John's in the house. Good to see you. OC Steve. Rob, if I'm ever mean to you, I'm just kidding. You're a good dude. Oh, thanks, Stephen. You don't have to say that though. Tommy Cricket says Tommy is one of the nicest people around and promotes everyone. Blocking him is just denying yourself a chance to discover a good book. This band is still making records with my logo on their cover.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've done so much freelance work that I've never been paid for. I just consider it a sort of part and parcel of being a designer. It's unfortunate, but I don't know if I know a single designer who hasn't run into that. I did a whole what's it called, like a packaging series of like protein tubs, whey and all that sort of weightlifting stuff. And I did these illustrations, these wireframes of muscles and everything. It was really intricate. Never got anything. Did the logo, did the layouts.
Chris says, I paid in 3 installments because I couldn't afford to pay it all in one go. Yeah, I mean, for anyone that's looking to hire artists, I think 5 pages is the way to do it. I would, Mike is going to hire an artist, and I said to him, get a test page done, pay for that, and then if you're happy and he's happy, get the contract sorted, and then work in 5-page installments, because anything longer and you could get screwed massively.
Yeah.
True Art 7 says, just came from Shaneception's live stream. Shane being insane as always. It isn't Rob Teenth. Stop with the Rob praise. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, when people are nice to me, not on Rob Teenth. Yeah, but like with payment, like I take that really seriously, Bancroft, because like people can call me all manner of different things, but one thing that they can't claim is I don't pay. So I pay on as quickly as humanly possible.
I can attest to that. You paid. You overpaid.
Didn't I? Paid you
then
too
you
much.
did threaten to take away that bonus.
Yeah, but like that was not a real threat. Scotty Richards Studio. What about this idea of bringing back disgruntled CGers? Seems like most of them had some kind of mental issues. I think that's directed.
I guess we're talking about Liam. That's what Ethan and the guys were chatting today about. I mean, the first question is, do they want to come back? It's not about like, should they come back? Do the people want to come back? I didn't think Liam had a very good time here at the end in CG. So
I don't think the stream that Ethan and Yellow Flash did with him, it doesn't seem like he does want to come back.
I don't. Yeah, from everything that I've heard, and I still keep up with what Liam's up to. Watch the streams and stuff. I don't think he's has any interest. But then some people like I don't know if CG is for everyone. I mean, we kind of say that it is, but I don't know. Just some people maybe just weren't made for it. The slings and arrows and the barbs that CG has to offer. It's just like if you're not in that kind of state of mind to take all that, then it can be pretty rough.
But like we've been in this for a while now, man. Like how many barbs and slings and arrows have really been directed at you? Like as an example.
For real?
Yeah, like for real.
A few, but not that many. Like there's obviously a constant daily barrage of forward jokes. I don't know how many of them are are based in any sort of truth, but no, like you could just be like I feel like personality wise, none of this stuff really affects me at all in my day-to-day life. And I find it all hilarious and fun. But if you're someone who doesn't, then you're probably going to have a bad time in the end.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like you kind of make your own time here, like you were saying before, like the chat is a reflection of what you're bringing. I kind of think the same thing can be said with just how you enjoy your time. I'm trying to catch up to the chat again. Chris says, before my hands got messed up, I used to make graphic designs for various people and got shafted quite a few times. I don't envy artists these days. Yeah, it goes both ways. Artists get screwed over, creators get screwed over. It's, it goes both ways. Jasper says, when designs get used commercially for a long period of time, make sure you charge correctly, not just for short term. Mo said something funny. People are short-sighted. If you say nice things about Rob now, what are you going to say on Rob 10th? Very true.
Yeah, you're just wasting it all.
Just wasting it all. Just keep a hold of it. Write it down. Put it in your back pocket. If you made the art an NFT, you could physically show whether it was paid for by who possesses it. Mo says, Chris is really getting into the spirit of round hole discussion, talking about all the times he got shafted. Billy says, I did a test page for Rob and he paid me right after. He's not talking shit. That took you way too long to get.
I know, that was terrible.
Jeez, mate. That was like something I would have done. Micro says, the one they were talking today left me feeling really uneasy. Dude is obviously not mentally sound.
Who's that?
Micro said that. The person they were talking to today. So, Simply Green says, I don't want to force anyone to come back, but I think we should welcome those who do.
Yeah, I agree. But I also accept that anyone who's like, no, not interested, like that's their opinion. Like that, I respect that, because some people have left in really kind of bad terms, and some people have a much more personal history with some of these guys who have left, and it's, to me, a lot of it's pretty academic. Like, they didn't do anything to me personally, but I hear the stories. But for other people, the stories actually happen to them.
John says, CG is for everyone, but not everyone is for CG. If you can't take the CG humor, you're not for CG. Yeah, like when I first came here, because I kind of came straight in, like I had no idea what this thing was, right? I was off on my little Kickstarter, just corner of the world, had no idea what CG was. Aaron's like, you should check out this CG thing. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I'm like, yeah, sure, let's give it a go. We've got nothing to lose. The chat's brutal. And if you don't know what the whole CG humor is, it can be quite confronting. I think Shane felt the same way when he first came over. He he was a little bit shocked by the chat. So yeah, I mean, it can be pretty confronting, but like once you get used to it, it's hilarious.
Camel was telling me that when he first just stumbled across a stream, he thought that the people, I can't remember who it was, it's probably Ethan's stream, were actual racists because they were making race jokes, but sarcastically. He was like, oh man, these guys are racist, but they're funny as hell. And then, it didn't take him long. He realized, they're hamming it up because that's what everyone calls it. I get it. Yeah. And then he was like, this is hilarious. This is great. And that's how he sort of first stumbled into CG.
What else we got? Skip says the foreign jokes can't go over his head. That's for damn sure. Bullet Ninja says, I'm always serious about my comments about Bancroft, especially the rollerblading stuff.
I hope so. I mean, it's the friggin' Wrenchy winner. I hope they're serious.
I'm so pissed at you. Chris says, I didn't think the foreign jokes were all made in malice, especially considering some of the people joking are bald.
Just most of them.
Tommy says, among the comics created, there is something for everyone. The creator community is not for everyone, as you do need passion and general healthy feel of fun. Also, you need to just mute unnecessarily. The unnecessary. I kind of feel, Bancroft, that the people that have had problems with Comicsgate, right, that have gone separate ways, it kind of, and correct me if I'm wrong here, and chat, I will catch up to you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like these people feel like they didn't get enough support from certain people. That is,
we don't have to guess on feel. I mean, they've said it on multiple occasions.
So
that,
I mean,
when they needed support, that CG wasn't there for them, according to them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think a lot of them have said that. And then again, that comes down to, I think, the sort of difference in, your perspective on what CG was to begin with. Like, if you come at it thinking, like, I'm not entitled to any of these guys' attention, help, whatever. No matter what I give them, you'll never be disappointed on that front. But you will also be rewarded, because people will help people that they want to help.
Mm.
And then then you get into the issues like, oh, why didn't these people help those people? Well, there's certain reasons. Most of the time, a lot of the time, the biggest reason that people don't get the support that they're expecting is because people just don't know about it. They're not focused on it. They're living their lives. They've got busy lives. They've got families and work and commitments. They've got their own friggin' projects. I mean, I've been sitting here for the last hour and 15 minutes drawing this friggin' thing that's off on the side of a panel, just because I like drawing backgrounds. This stuff takes a lot of time and effort to do. You can't be focused on other people's issues. So that's what happens, I think, 95% of the time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And you got to remember too, like, the vast majority of the people that are making these comics, they're not even part-time. They're doing it in their spare time, right? So to think that they're keeping up to date with every single issue or comic or drama or anything that goes on in CG, it's just not realistic. It's impossible to do. Jasper says your boy did a good year and numbers video that people should watch. Why, Jasper? Tell us why. Oz Great Sage, did you explain why you're thinking about dropping YouTube? Please do so. Billy says, I think Liam stepped over the line with it not being just his personal issues. His books and business practices leave much to be desired, to put it lightly. He's not a good creator customers. Okay. Maybe human. Some people have left because their work was shit and they did not fulfill. Those people won't be welcomed back by the paying customers no matter what they do. I mean, that's the line, isn't it, Bancroft? It's when when the creators screw over the customers, then they can't come back. That's it. They're done.
Yeah, you really don't get. I mean, it's not a matter of if anyone wants you to come back. It's like, well, you kind of can't, because there's so much competition out there. Why would people entrust you when you've already burnt them? If you screw over the backers and don't deliver, you're pretty much done in crowdfunding. I mean, I think you're right on that one.
And it's just back to that point about people getting support from other people. Guys, I know I've said this a billion times. They came from Kickstarter. No one supported you there at all. So coming here and getting support from multiple different people is absolutely incredible to me. I just find it like it's amazing. I think it gets taken for granted by some people sometimes. It's just it grinds my gears. Jason says it's weird talking about people leaving. Nobody went anywhere. They're all the same people doing the same things they ever were. They're just mad at a word now.
Yeah, I'm a bit of the same mindset, but I do understand this sort of shorthand language here. We mean like they were kind of very active within this, within this like network of streams and Twitter. So I understand what's being said there. Like people, well, we talk about your boy Zach. People will say like, your boy Zach has turned his back on CG, but if anyone who knows him knows he's always been just doing what he's doing. I mean, the only difference is, that's how you perceive it. So I get what you're saying there, but I also do think, we're using shorthand for a real phenomena. And then again, some of them have totally denounced CG and everything it stands for and the people in it and everything. I mean, that seems like a bit like leaving to me, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to leave, just leave.
Well, like I said, everyone has a different perspective on it. I like the CG Mall analogy. It's not a club with membership. It's a place where you can go.
Mm-hmm.
You're either welcome there or you're not by the people who are already there.
True Art says Shane was thrown for a loop by the chat in the beginning. Took him a while to get used to it. Yeah, who said the same thing? Fallout Zone said something similar. Frankie No says the guardhouse is looking sharp. It is.
Thank you.
Tommy says there are dozens of people who are doing their first books in 2022. The crowd is getting bigger all the time. I do hope less come in hot and more just slide in smooth. Yeah, dude. I mean, we've talked about this multiple times. When people come in hot, it's just the wrong way to come in. Just come in, get a lay of the land, chill out, have some fun, then, go from there. Mo says, Rob, you are justified in being upset about that rent sheet. You earned it. Thank you, Mo.
We're talking about the least funny person in the chat. So
Crackhead says you got to be able to take a joke and laugh at yourself. Yes, you sure do.
But there's also a mentality here that it's, I don't know if it exists many other places, not in comic books anyway, where what you did previously really doesn't mean much more than how many people you can get over here from who followed you previously. Obviously it'll affect your skill level and everything, if you're a previous pro, but a lot of the people here, they don't know who you are. Like everyone's yelling about Mark Brooks. How many people knew who Mark Brooks was before people were yelling about him?
I did, because he acted like an absolute wanker that one time on Twitter to me. And I'm like, dude, it's Twitter. What are you going on about, you crazy person?
I didn't know who he was. And I saw that a lot of that. Like, who is this guy? But he was like walking around like, I know my name gets clicks and everything. It's like, we have a different mentality over here. We're so much more disengaged than your average comic book reader from the corporate comic world. So if you come over here, it's like, it's cool, great to have you on board, but you have to prove yourself just as much as the guy who's just doing his first comic.
John says, I'm a mediocre creator. Now carry me across the finish line, CG. Jason says, not actually my job to support anyone. I'm here to be won over. Yep. Bullet Ninja says, Ethan doesn't know anyone a spot on his channel, and that's hard for a lot of people to swallow. Yes. Skip says, are the Brightwisers coming back? It seems like they've been mentioned a lot lately. I think that has mainly been due because Kelsey is working on Nora's Saga, and obviously that's their IP. So that's probably why it's been brought up a lot. I don't know if they're coming back. But Gabe does say that. What's her first name?
Elizabeth.
Is the best colorist in comics. Full stop. So I mean that's very interesting.
I actually agree with that. I think she's legitimately phenomenal.
Passion says Rob has never been there for me, but I still like his haircut. Maybe Human says Wenger, Smiller, Antonio, garbage to mediocre work and no humor.
Wenger was funny. I mean, he got angry at the end. But...
Craig says Buttweisers are never going to be CG considering how they do business. True Art says, Michael, fact of the matter is that folks who join CG to promote their work don't understand the fact that come hell or high water, no one else will promote your work more other than you.
Yeah, you get lucky. I mean, well, I should say luck. I mean, if you kind of create that goodwill around you, you can get. There's a lot of people here in this chat that will promote for you. There's others out there that will do the same. That's the dream. That's the end goal. But yeah, you can't rely on that. You have to
Jim
figure
says
out a way to do it yourself.
Earn help by giving help. Yeah, I'm a big believer of give and take. I don't think you just take. You got to at least do something. Are creators entitled to CG promotions and backers? Last I checked, that's a big no. I'm grateful for everyone that's helped me promote my book and or backed it. I'm not entitled to any of it. I want to get to the bottom here because I'm trailing behind. Help sounds sad, and the opposite of want. Do you want it on its own or to help the person? Pity because they have a great line of books. Greg, scrolling down. Jasper's just saying what I said about the Bright Wises and Kelsey. Phantasmagorical. I'm new to the CG part of the interwebs. I found my way through Tug. That's awesome. Everyone I've come across here has been so welcoming and patient. I learn more and more every day. I've been so inspired. Thank you. That's awesome to hear. Shane says, I think Shane is live.
I think he was. We got a bunch of people.
Yeah,
I can't imagine he would be live and come in to comment on the on the stream. But
Simply Green says NASA had to work hard. I think he earned a second chance. That would be up to the backers, wouldn't it? That's pretty much what it comes down to. Anyone watch the War Campaign live stream? Nope. I might try and get Elizabeth Brightwise on Mike's show so they can talk coloring and Nora's Saga campaign. That would be cool. I don't know how that would go for Mike.
Yeah, there's a lot of bitterness there in the chat.
There is a lot, yeah.
But I do really dig Elizabeth's colors. That's for sure.
Passion says, what does comeback mean? Customers, EVS, me? Whenever there's a new person, the chat is so friendly towards them and so encouraging and so welcoming. So I always am so impressed by that. Art and Blake Northcote is a sweetheart to her customers. That's a good reason to support that project. You can read this one back. I'm going to get a drink. I'll be back in a sec.
CG is a meritocracy, says Scotty Richards Studio. If your concept, execution, and marketing are not competitive, it's not the job of big channels to drum up support to fix the problem. Someone said was either in a chat or on Twitter that, never forget that your comic success is 50% promotion. I was like, oh man, it is way more than 50%. Way more. Like, I've always said, it's more like 90%. The people who, just kind of go away and work on their comic for a year or two and then come back and you haven't seen them. They really struggle. We've seen that. Even though their book looks amazing, they really struggle to get anyone to back them because they've been, so, it's like out of sight, out of mind.
Why are you hating on Liam, Rob? He's a real boy with real feelings. I don't think I said anything bad about Liam. Rob, LOL. Rob just said, "Don't go away mad, just go away." Mo says, "I like the CG mall analogy. Kick Bancroft." Scrolling down, you missed it. Shane Davis was live.
I knew he was live. Yeah.
Scrolling. How to Draw Comics by Dan Lawless. My feeling is you kind of got to earn your way in. I've got to hire him, Bancroft. His work.
I heard you talking about him earlier. Who's Dan?
He's the guy that did the godlike piece with the dragon getting cut in half.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. He also did
easy. Well, amazing work, Dan. Great to have you in the chat.
He also did 2 other pieces, and they were both good, but that dragon piece was next level. H-Man says, Bancroft, what animation program are you using?
None. I've been getting in trouble from animators, like pointing out that everything I do is not how you're supposed to animate. Like this is not the right way to do it. There's easy ways to do it and everything. I understand all that, and I'm sure there is. If I had the time to learn all these programs, and I once did, animate through Flash and I think Adobe Animate, but man, I draw it in Illustrator, I save it as an image, I put that image into Premiere Pro, and that's it. And if you put enough images close enough to each other, it looks like they're moving. I do some animation in Premiere Pro, like you can move something from somewhere to else, you can flop it over or whatever. But other than that, that's all I use. I don't do real animation. I don't do the mouths. I'm not going to do the mouths. Anything else?
Stephen Rockwood says, I knew who Mark Brooks was because I felt his covers are overly airbrushed. Where's that other one I wanted to bring up? Someone said, I knew who Mark Brooks was. Yeah, Lord Nemesis says, Rob did because he idolized Mark Brooks. This is what happened, man. And it's not a really exciting story, but I posted one of his covers and I'm like, this is a really cool concept for a cover. It's a chick with like a head breaking open and all these characters coming out. I'm like, that's cool. I didn't tag him because I didn't know who he was or who drew the cover. So he somehow found that. And one of the people in the comments said, yeah, but this person is a so-and-so. I can't remember what they said. And like, he was not very happy with that. I'm just like, dude, it's Twitter. You just got to calm down. So I'm just like, he's a very strange person. Mortal V says, I knew who Mark Brooks was. He came up to me at a truck stop. He looked down on his luck with the words he spoke, giving proof to that. I told him, Mortal V. I don't know if you want to finish that one off, Bancroft, or not.
We can just let that one go through the keeper, I think.
Chris Fist says, nobody owes anyone anything unless money is exchanged. Punk rock, but working for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, Mark Brooks. How many humps does Camel Moon have? Billy says, Nora's Saga is a great comic. I'm going to try and get to the bottom here. Elizabeth is smoking hot. Is she? Do you know who is fairly attractive? Was Frank Frazetta's, is it his daughter? Very interesting. Dan says, you certainly got to be able to take a joke and see it. You really do. Simply Green says, more than happy to welcome the Brightwisers back. Just a simple apology to CG for the Walmart debacle would go a long way. That's going to be, I think that's going to be the minimum for people in CG. Didn't affect me, so I have no skin in the game. Mo says, Wenger is funny. It's a shame that for some reason he thought people back in his book where he hired a solid artist meant they would also back his webcomic on Indiegogo.
I loved Wenger's show. I was a religious watcher.
Were you?
Wangcast. Yeah. It was really funny. They were one of the first ones to
Do a show.
I mean, throw away the sort of let's promote books thing. And they did promote books, but just let's do a funny show where we'll just watch funny things we find on the internet and laugh at it. I think it worked really well. They had 90 people watching all the time. That back in the day, that really meant something.
Resistance Publishing. Why is it so hard for creators to learn that in CG you're an independent creator? It's not rocket science.
I think they pretty much all do. Most of them. But like I said, some people just have a different idea. They're in CG for different reasons. They came here from different avenues, and obviously everyone has their own, life history and whatever. So,
mate, you've been on this guardhouse for like an hour and a half now.
I'm moving on. I'm onto the trees now.
Bob Gale says PTP probably got about 15 minutes on Ethan's today, and it's his launch. That was an interesting stream.
It was fun. I enjoyed that stream. That was really good.
Tiny Baby Sloths says, if you watch Shane's videos from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, you can watch a masterclass on how to get over yourself and entertain the F out of your viewers. Yeah, Shane has come a long way from when he first started. He's killing it. On Mitch's streams, Elizabeth will tell the chat to stop harassing Mitch or they'll stop the stream. I mean, if that's real, that's not going to fly.
No.
It's just not going to work.
And I mean, yeah, if they want to start promoting to Comicsgate again, you better believe they're going to cop it.
They're going to
take a long, long time of just constant.
Brutal. And it won't be nice. Like, it won't be like Bancroft, you've got a giant forehead. You could kill people with that thing. It will be nasty. Bancroft. I was in roofing and sales office management. We had a saying: if you haven't visited 100 homes, you're not going to make sales. If you did, you would have at least gotten one sale. He's talking about volume. Chris says, I've seen mediocre comics make it big because they've got on the promotional side of with YouTubers. You're right, Bancroft. Yeah, we've said this before, man. The majority of this whole game, if you want to call it that, is promotion. Makes it easier if you've got a good book to promote, for sure. But if you don't have access to promote it, it's going to be hard yards for you. All right, scrolling down. Next stretch goal from Goblin Girl is a print by the infamous Tim Vigil. Granddaughter. Thank you, Jim. Stephen Rockwood. The big two have some good artists, but many of them are overconfident and crazy. Okay. Did Wenger kill his show? I haven't seen it in a long time. Buffalo liked Wenger.
Gone. I mean, I don't know exactly when it went, but are we talking a
long
while
time ago, man?
Yeah.
Bric-a-Brac 3 still isn't even half funded. Yeah, it's a shame. Tommy says, I've not cared about lateness, not been salty about non-deliveries either. I was salty about Red Rooster. But now that disappointment has erased, so if Mitch makes a really good case, I would be in. Gosh, still trying to catch up here. I think I'm at the bottom. I tried, guys. I really tried to read as many as I could.
Well done, Rob.
Thank you. I feel like I did. I feel like I did good work. There are 56 people in here, so if you can hit like and subscribe, it would help Bancroft's channel out. And yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't really know how to use these curve rulers in Clip Studio Paint all that well, but I'm going to try it out. That's not what I want. I want a parallel curve.
That's what you go with. Like I've stopped talking, reading all these awesome comments, and the first thing you bring up is, I don't know how to use parallel curves. That is chat entertainment at its finest.
You gate kept Lord Ravenor's chat, so you'll go 0 out of 10.
Did I? Skip says, I'd support the Allegiance Arts guys if they built their own brand, fulfilled on time, and didn't go on EVS streams for a handout. Billy says, Rob, you've come a long way yourself as a YouTuber. Good job, mate. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I think YouTubing for me is just about putting in hours. Like, it just takes time to get good at it, and I don't think I'm good, but I'm a lot better than what I used to be. And you can only do that from repetition. Bancroft, would you agree?
Yeah. Practice.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's such a weird thing. Like, you think you'd either just be good at it or not good at it, but it's not. It's like something you have to keep doing over and over and over again.
Talking, now this is a word. Extemporaneously. Is that it?
That's not
just
a
off
word.
The cuff. I think it is. Yeah, that's something you have to practice, and you have to kind of figure out your rhythm and hold an idea in your head and make a point and then get back to it. And yeah, it's not easy.
Lord Ravener says, yeah, that is true. Some of Rob's shows have had great insights. Yeah, thanks, dude. Mo says, guys, think of all the CG creators Mitch has gone out of his way to promote. Isn't it only fair to give him another chance? Is that sarcasm? I'm thinking that's sarcasm. Buffalo, Robocopter, when are you going to have more shows throughout the week? Sometime this year, probably in February. My daughter's going to go to Kinder 3 days a week, so I'll have more time to do streams. True Art says, Rob, you're not good at all, Mohawk man. It's okay, but we still love you. God damn. Not even going to try and read it.
Extemporaneously. Thank you, Sumo.
Not even going to have a crack at that. Don't read my comments, Rob. I'm just a troll. I comment nothing but nonsense. Do you? I thought you had some good ones up there. Still waiting for Oz to tell me why he's thinking about dropping YouTube. I'm gonna find out by the end of it. Brian says streaming is rough at first, but once you cease to give a shit, it gets easier. That is very true, and it's another really important reason, Bancroft, to build your own channel, right? Because if you don't build your own channel and stop giving a shit and learn how to do it all yourself, that when you go on these bigger channels, it's very hard to get in the groove of it, I find.
All right. I believe you.
Yeah, well,
different.
be
I mean,
good
it's
as
not the
you.
channel; it's the show. It's not the channel; it's the show. I've been on Ethan's show, which is the biggest show I've ever been on, a couple of times, and it was a lot easier when it was just me, Ethan, Patrick, and I think someone else. When you get 10 people in there, it's sort of like it becomes really hard to, you don't want to just sit there and not say anything. You want to make some sort of impact. But a lot of these guys have really big personalities and are really, really witty. So
yeah.
They're really quick. You're not that quick. So it's like, yeah.
Who's not that quick?
I'm saying, if you're not that quick.
Yeah. And like people go like, talk more. And it's like, yeah, I would if I could get a word in. It's very quick. It's very quick. I found out Oz's reason for considering dropping YouTube. Can you guess what it is?
What?
Well, you've got to guess. That's the whole point of it.
Oh, has it got something to do with you?
No,
Mm.
no. He hates Google. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, they were having that discussion in some stream today. I was like, where's a corporation that hasn't been completely compromised and is now borderline evil? Like, there's very few left that you can interact with. And if you're going to be online and involved with anything, pretty much, I mean, you're going to have to interact with them and or participate in their income stream at some point. So we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on wherever else. We buy Coke and we take Advil, which is owned by Pfizer, and whatever it is, whatever your thing may be. So I don't know how we get around that, essentially. I made this wrong, Rob. It's wrong.
What? What's wrong?
It's supposed to be there. I'm an idiot.
Well, I mean, no arguments here. Mobig says, speaking of alternatives, Bancroft talks about salty cracker so much. I watch one of his streams. Halfway through, he tells everyone to hop on to another platform to watch the rest.
Yeah, Rumble or Odyssey. That's when it gets real spicy.
I don't know what you're talking
You would
about.
love it, Rob. It's wall-to-wall culture war and politics. There's real energy in those streams because there's like 14,000 people watching. And he's a real character. I mean, you want to talk, you should actually watch him to, think a little bit about, personality.
What are you saying?
Talk about big personalities. I don't know. Maybe you could learn something from him. I don't know.
Mate, I've been carrying your whole show for an hour and 40 minutes. And you're giving me shit about personality? Unfucking believable.
Yes. That's how it works.
Steven says, I'm with you, Rob. Politics gets old fast. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Vote for this person or vote for this person. One of them's going to suck. They probably both suck. Subtle Bancroft. Yep. Scotty says he's like the quartering, but not gay.
Mo says I took the entire wrong point from my comment, from his comment.
Of course you did. It's because you don't listen.
No, it's about, wasn't it about, supporting other non-main, not like, like Rumble and that?
Rob has a lame personality. God damn. Tiny Baby Sloth says, vote for a giant douche or a turd sandwich.
Do you know what that's from?
No. What's it from?
I didn't think so. No, just asking. I just wondered if you knew what it was from. You didn't.
You're like one of those elitists that uses their knowledge to make everyone else feel small and stupid. It's exactly what I'd expect from someone who grew up in a mansion.
Hanging around. You keep saying that, Rob. People are going to start believing it.
The truth is the truth. I almost drove to your house today.
You did?
Well, not really. I was contemplating doing so though.
Did you Google it and you're like, screw that?
It's like a fucking hour plus away from where I live. I'm like, but like I was thinking I might have to drive there to show him the proofing in person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nah.
Didn't in the end.
Yeah, nah.
We sorted it out.
We sorted it out. Rob says, "I bet you laugh South Park. It's pretty great." Yeah, I haven't watched a heap of South Park. I got to say, when is the Shuey Bancroft?
Right.
We've got to do it, mate. We've got to do the Shuey. When are we
Yeah,
doing
we'll do
it?
the Shuey. Maybe when you get your books in, I can go over there and celebrate with you or something. I don't know.
Maybe we should meet halfway because, like, it's fucking an hour from, an hour drive. We can meet halfway, half an hour. Mo says no. It was about the alternative being pathetically inferior, a free speech platform, but they don't have chats on their live streams.
Oh, is that Rumble? I think it does. You just got to sign in. That's all. Like you gotta log in to see the chats. I think that's
Skip says, Rob, do mansions have cottages? Mansion confirmed. Billy says it wasn't so much a mansion, it was a cartel compound.
Is this my house?
Yes.
Hmm.
Oz says, make Rob come to you. Power move. Good times. Lovers tryst. Meet in the middle. What about you guys in chat? Do you have anything else you want to talk about while we're here? How is the drawing going, Bancroft?
Let's go.
I've been so
I'll have this
focused
finished
on the
tonight.
chat.
What's that?
I've been so focused on what the chat's been saying that I haven't really been paying attention to your drawing.
Yeah, it's coming along. I'll post it on Twitter maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty sure because I think I had that same experience because I went there. I think maybe it was to Odyssey. I can't remember. It was one of them. Odyssey. But it got pretty spicy. It did get pretty spicy. On the non-YouTube.
Jasper has slid into your DMs.
He's asked me something.
What has he asked you?
I don't want to say it out loud because I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I've got mixed emotions.
This cover looks good, doesn't it? Looks fucking awesome.
No, I won't get into that. I won't get into all that. Let me think about that, Jasper.
Jasper, send it to me and then I'll read it live on air. Oz says, did anyone read The Company Men? Mo has said, I read it and recommend The Company Men. Chris has said, I read Company Men. It's awesome.
Nice.
Stephen Rockwood says, mixed emotions. There is more than one emotion. Oz agrees. Chemo writes great dialogue. Awesome.
Nice.
Jasper says, I'll get right on that, Rob.
It's always good to have another popular writer in the flock.
Yeah, I mean, of course. So what did Jasper say to you?
He said, "Are you cool with me to ask another creator if I should get them on the show? Like ask if they want to come on my show." I mean, you've been following the conversation. You can probably figure it out.
Yeah, he's asking if you want to have the Brightwisers on, if he can sort that out, if they're interested.
My whole thing about getting people on who are controversial within CG is I wonder what's in it for them. I'm sure I'll have a great conversation. I'm interested in picking their brain and meeting them and all that sort of stuff. But if the chat's going buck wild, is it going to get them anything? Is it going to serve them anything? Are they going to get upset with the chat? I don't know. I'm not going to call out the chat.
Normally we'd send them to B-Rose to filter out, but I mean, they're not going to go to B-Rose's channel. It's just
No, I mean, I don't know if they go to mine. I mean, I got a big fat late night with Comicsgate right there.
Mo says, I feel that if Bancroft has them on, it's not going to be a fun night because he will be at East Berlin levels of a chat gatekeeping.
Yeah, you know, what do I bring up all? I mean, there'll be super chats, or bring up all the chats are like F you, you know, you turned your back on the backers and all that sort of stuff.
Wow. Yeah, that might be pretty brutal. Justice says, I want Elizabeth on Mike's show. Maybe it would be better just to have one of them, Bancroft. And maybe Elizabeth, not what's his face? I forget his name.
Would the chat want me to do a sort of like hard hitting like so what made you make that decision to go to Walmart instead of, you know, that sort of stuff? And then like a 60 minutes interview. I don't know. That's not really my thing.
Dean says Rob doesn't have time for names. Mitch, I remembered it. Jasper says Blake Northcott has a great rack and she's kind on Twitter. She might be a good interview. I don't know. Maybe we should see what Blake Northcott's all about.
I'm just reading through the
she's one of my friends.
Michael, the best kind of fun is fun that is being properly scheduled at the appropriate time. Bancroft, hard hitting, not really that confrontational. No. I don't think so. But you know, the chat is going to want to say some words.
I think that.
I don't know. Everyone... We could just say, "Hey, Elizabeth, let's bring you on the show, and we'll talk about your incredible colors." I mean, I do want to chat about her incredible colors and like her approach to coloring, but I don't think you can like ignore the enormous elephant in the room while that's happening, which is the whole Red Rooster thing. So.
I think it would be really interesting to get inside the mind of Blake Northcott Bancroft and have her on your show.
What have you found?
It has nothing to do with anything else. Just, you know, she's meant to be a great writer. I think you need to explore that in some detail. You
found something.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's okay looking. She's very interesting. The Allegiance Art Nora's Saga launches January 4th. Great rack. You said the nice words. Blake is a nice Canadian mum, Rob. Be nice. I was very nice, was I not? Tiny Baby Sloth says, don't get annoying people on your channel. He's already failed because I'm on here. Don't forget to mention how she went right back to DC.
Did not the Brightwisers, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, chat, did they not at one point deny that they were ever part of Comicsgate in that article? Like that was the thing. I seem to remember that, but yeah, correct me if I'm wrong.
Dean says you're dreaming if you think the chat won't be talking about that.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not dreaming. I'm that we can't. That's what I'm saying. We just talk about coloring and like you know, did she do the color on Nora's Saga? I can't remember, but whatever, you know, whatever.
No, Kelsey.
Whatever it is. Whatever it is. You know, let's just talk about how you're coloring techniques and everything, and you know, ignore that massive, you know, 10-ton elephant that's sitting right next to us. I don't think that's possible. It's passion for drawing for $5. I am just an annoying caps guy. I don't say this enough. Thank you all. I appreciate all the support. My New Year's resolutions is to say thank you more. Thank you, Passion for Drawing, for that super chat.
Feelings.
feelings.
Uh,
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
John says, as long as they try to ignore the issue, it will be an issue. Agreed. Bullet Ninja says, Rob. Steven says, nice rec, you say. Immediately searched the name. Confirmed. Felix Haas has been promoting this one, and I haven't brought up CG Now, where you can get CG books now. Mo says, they denied us thrice before the red cock crowed.
Oh, Mo. Yes, that was good.
Jason says, I remember it being subtle distancing from CG, not exactly throwing us under the bus.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm not really into the CG purity testing. That's not my thing. I know it's other people's things and I respect that, whatever. But for me, it's not like, you haven't said you're CG, or you like, you don't promote whatever, But I just remembered something, but I can't remember exactly what it was. So
Raiden says 10-ton elephant. We still talking about Blake's rack.
You guys, lucky this is 100% male channel. P. Cullen for $5 just got here. Why does the curb look weird? That's how I drew it. That's why.
He spent an hour and a half on that curb, Pete.
I did not. I drew a little guardhouse type thing.
Do you know what would be kind of cool, right? You know how I'm going to do that color off thingo sometime this year after I've started shipping, or sometime, right? If she came on and did it as well, that would be a good reintroduction.
Sorry, I completely missed what you just said there. I was reading how Passion says my cars are too small. You cut me right in the heart.
This is what I have to deal with, guys. It's fucking unbelievable. Bullet says, I was very excited for Red Rooster. Then they shit the bed. They'll never see a dime from me.
See, this is the sort of point. Like, why would Elizabeth Brightweiser want to come onto a channel to talk about herself and what she's doing and everything, when that sentiment is probably going to be in the 90 to 95% range of the audience?
Do you think so?
Yes.
I think from what we've seen so far, there is some flexibility from people in the chat. There are some people that are not flexible.
Okay, well, we got 50 people here. One, you would back Allegiance again, or Red Rooster again, or two, you won't. Let's ask. Let's see the numbers here. Like, I remember, like, I think this would be more polarized, like more higher than, say, would you back on Kickstarter or not? RP points out it's a wide street, a boulevard, perhaps. Okay, so we got one from Billy. That's a no. Two from Bullet. Hang on. Bullet Ninja just said.
Wasn't it one you'd back them, on two you wouldn't back them?
Oh,
you're an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Fucking hell.
Okay, yeah, that does make sense now. Okay, so Frog G is a 2. So mostly 2s. Gary G Wood, Cullen Wood. Rockwood says, the way you draw confuses me. Most people start with loose shapes, then tighten up the art until it's done. You seem to go slower, but you're doing it straight to tight pencils. It impresses me. Well, it depends on what it is. It really does. So if it's like something like that house, I'll just eyeball it off a reference that I've got. Like, I'll find another house and then I'll just sort of, draw.
Mel wishes it was slower too.
That Dean. Okay, it's actually, wouldn't people be kind to the guests? Jasper.
Have
you not watched shows with like I don't want to say names, but yeah, not necessarily at all. There's a lot of no ways. Yeah, 1 means yes, 2 means yeah. Thank you, Dean. I'm an idiot. Pete Cullen for $5. All seriousness, the camera angle is super impressive. You realize the shot perfectly. Great job. Thank you so much, Pete. Yeah. Jasper, I plan on backing Nora's for Kelsey's art. I'm not a fan of the genre. Yeah, I also really like the art, but that book just didn't really. I just felt like it wasn't for me. It's 2 hours, Rob. I think that's our deadline.
Osgreat Sage says 2 minutes in heaven is still better than nothing.
Exactly.
Perfect
When
comment.
you get 2 minutes with me, that's all you need.
That's all you get.
Don't
Enjoy
need
those
any
2
more than
minutes.
that. Rob, your last standing pictures made it. They didn't fall.
I mean, that's a good sign, I think.
Tiny Baby Sloth has a point here. Just watch what happened whenever Ethan tries to bring back NASA. I don't even really know what happened before, but it's hilarious and F NASA. Like that's like this is sort of the thing that I'm thinking is going to happen. And I wonder, like, why would Elizabeth want to essentially head into the lion's den? I'm not going to say I'm going to be the lion, but I'm absolutely not going to admonish or call out the chat for expressing their their opinions on allegiance.
Right? You remember when you had that person on and they had all those chat sims that came in and started attacking the chat? Do you think that would be a situation that could happen as well?
Yeah. And I missed a lot of that too. Apparently it was a lot worse than I saw. But yeah, that can absolutely happen. But I mean, you know me, it's all about just let's keep it fun. Let's try and avoid having it be weird.
Yeah.
And I think it could get weird. So this is where I'm just expressing my reservations at the moment. But I think we are going to end it there. Thank you everyone for hanging out and watching the Shack stream, the Drawer Shack stream. I hope you did enjoy the discussion. Rob will be. Do you have any timeline? Did you talk to John? Any kind of timeline on how long this is?
Still waiting. It's literally the worst time of year to be printing because there's all these holidays.
Holidays, yeah.
Yeah.
But shan't be too long, I wouldn't imagine.
It shan't be.
Shan't be. So yeah, that's awesome. If you're waiting on getting a copy, now's a good time to grab it. I'm sure Felix Huss has put the link in there a couple of times.
Yeah, people keep backing it, man. It's going up and up and up and up.
Awesome.
It's fantastic.
And especially when people get it into their hands and see it. That's going to be a good times. All right. Thank you, Rob, for hanging out and
you're welcome.
Sitting through this. But most importantly, thank you to the chat. It's awesome. And again, 50 people in here is really cool. These drawing streams are actually my most popular streams at the moment, which is cool. Very fun.
That's interesting that they're your most popular streams, and that also happens to coincidentally be the stream that I'm on. That is very strange.
Be careful what you say, Rob Arnold, because well, let me just point something out. But I've been trying to leave, but you insisted, so here we go. Actually, the most popular stream, process stream, was the one where I was working on a cartoon. That was with Joe. 965 views. It's very rare that I break the 1,000 mark. It's happened a couple of times, but that's pretty cool. It wasn't with you,
Rob.
So yeah, take that. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will be back in a couple of days. Big week coming up on Late Night with Comicsgate, launching 2 books, Vale Walker and Dwarfs versus Lions. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What a great way to kick off the year. It will be awesome. All right, guys. Until then, I'll see you around and have a good one. Bye.
This country, you gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman. That's why you gotta make your own moves.